Have you ever said to yourself, I need to get motivated? Day 4 of your Fast Pass accountability experience. This is your Morning Joe message. I want to share with you a real simple strategy that actually works to get yourself motivated. So let's say part of your self-care habit is to exercise 3 times a week consistently. Researchers have discovered that while many people are motivated to work out, the people who actually stick to their new habit do one thing very differently from everyone else. Here, let me tell you about the research. The group of researchers put together a group of 150 people and divided them into 3 groups. Group 1 was the control group, and they asked this group to keep track of how frequently they exercised over a 2-week period. Now, before they left, each person was asked to read the opening 3 paragraphs of an unrelated novel. Now, Group 2 was the motivation group. They were also asked to keep track of how frequently they exercised over the next 2 weeks. And then each person was asked to read a pamphlet on the benefits of exercise for reducing the risk of heart disease. Now, the participants in Group 2 were also told that most adults who have stuck to a regular exercise program have found it to be very effective at reducing their chances of developing coronary heart disease. Now, the goal of these actions was to motivate Group 2 to exercise regularly. Now, Group 3 was the intention group. After being told to measure, record, and report their exercise, they also read the motivational pamphlet and got the same speech that Group 2 got. And this was done to ensure that Group 2 and Group 3 were equally motivated. They were also asked to formulate a plan for when and where they would exercise over the following week. Each person in the group was asked to state their intentions to exercise by completing this statement. It went like this. During the next day, I will participate at least 30 minutes of vigorous exercise on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. at my home gym. Now, they would fill in the blanks and put in the right words and the right dates and times. So after receiving these instructions, all 3 groups left. 2 weeks later, the researchers were surprised by what had happened in the 3 groups. In the control group, 38% of the participants exercised at least once per week. In the motivation group, 35% of the participants exercised at least once per week. Now listen carefully. In the intention group, an incredible 91% of the participants exercised at least once per week. Simply by writing down a plan that said exactly when and where they intended to exercise, the participants in Group 3 were 3 times more likely to actually follow through implementing their intention to exercise. So what's the moral of the story? Motivation is short-lived and doesn't lead to consistent action. If you want to achieve your goals, then you need a plan for exactly when and how you're going to execute on them. So for example, you'd write down, during the week, I will turn off my technology at 9:30, which is 45 minutes before I go to sleep. Or during the week, I will drink 1 glass of lemon water within 12 minutes of rising. Or during the next week, I will exercise 3 times, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, at 11:30 to 12:30 at the U.S. gym. Or during the next week, I will make a list of the 6 most important things I must do on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I will write my list at the end of my morning routine. Or during the next week, I will make 1 complete communication to a person in my tribe. Or during the week, I will engage with a stranger 3 different times. Simple, but yet very profound. Now, before you do whatever you will do next, take some time right now to reflect on today's message and then write down 10 or 12 words that represent your insight. And you'll do that in your Fast Pass accountability journal on day number 4. Have an amazing and fascinating day because you want to and because you deserve it. I'll be here tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.